to use your buttons. How do you use your buttons, you may say? Well, the reason you make buttons is so you can have interaction. You can have interactivity that the viewer can use to make things happen, to start an animation, to go to a different place, to trigger an action. And these buttons can be any of the buttons we've made would work. And so let's go ahead and use one of the buttons. Let's use the ginger girl, because we put as much work into that one as any of the other ones. So just take all these other ones off, and we'll move ginger girl over here. Now, one thing about the common library buttons and some of the other buttons that we were looking at that were pre-made, they often have text right on the button. I prefer to put some text on a layer above because I want to maybe reuse the same button as well. So let's go ahead and put some text on the layer above. And this text will be small. So we'll get our properties up here and we'll make this into a small piece of text. Let's try 12. Can always change that after we get going. And what would we like to be? Well, some kind of nice, sweet looking text. Comic Sans is way too overused. So let's try, Apple Chancery is pretty, but it's difficult to read. So we want to get something that would be easy to read. And Times is a little overused. Perhaps we should go for Mignon Pro. That's a good one. And let's try for a regular medium, I think. And takes a little to think about that. And now we'll make it a nice light color. Just go with white for now. And we'll type the word P-L-A-Y, and we'll move it over the cookie. Play. And I think that'll work. Let's break it apart. Command B, Command B. Beautiful. Okay, and now we'll save that. File, save. And for now, we will lock that, but we'll put in another layer that will go underneath. And this one we'll have the panning background if that works well, because we'll be able to see what's happening and we know when we have it. So Command S to save, and we'll go to here. This looks good. Library, panning background. I think I want to just use the background itself. Let's just use the 100 frames in this panning background. So go back to here, open up a second library, change it to the panning effect, and drag the panning background here into our library. Here we got the panning background. There it is, and there it moves. Okay, now let us see. We need 100 frames. So make sure you select all of the ones on frame 100, F5, that adds frames. We're going to put the panning background right here. So I'm going to bring that in. And let's drag it over here. We want to line it up so that it fits right there. Let's see if we can get that exact. Align to stage and align top edge. And it doesn't line up aligned that way, so we're going to have to use shift. This is because of all the different things that we've got in there. Because once it moves, it's much wider than the stage. There we go. Okay. So here's our panning background. Command save. Now, if we don't do anything to it and we just leave it, it'll just play. It'll just keep looping. And that would happen if I had this on, but Command return, it'll just loop. Just continuously loop, because there's nothing there to stop it from looping. Okay, so now we're going to close that, and we'll go back to frame 1. Save it because we have what we need so far. Now we want to put the buttons have to have action script on them, and we also have to have a second button here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to press F6. And then I also want to have another piece of text here, but this is going to be a different piece of text. So I'm going to press F7. I'm going to get my properties up, get my text tool. It's the same text, good. And now I'm going to say again, question mark. And I will Command B, okay. So that's just a picture now. So now we've got this, and you don't have to change the text, so we'll just leave that locked. We'll unlock the buttons because we are going to do things now that will need the button. And I will lock the panning background. Now, first, we need to have ActionScript code snippets. We want to use timeline navigation, and we want to stop at this frame. Yes, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to move the actions layer, or the actions window up here so I can access it when I want it. What we need to do now is we need to select the button. So there's the button, it's the play button, and we're going to come here and we're going to say click to go to frame and play. And we're going to call this one play button. I do believe that would be better. Play button. Okay. We want to go to and play, and we want to go to and play frame number 2. So that will start it moving, okay? And now we will save, Command S. Next we want to come to this last frame. And at this point, on this frame, let's put in a new keyframe there, F7. At this frame, we also want it to stop at this frame. Now we want to select the button, this button, and we want to click to go to frame and play. And this one we're going to call replay button. Okay. Now we'll save that, and then we will see if that worked. And you have to do this. You have to try it to see if it worked. So go back to the beginning and press Command Return, and it will tell you if you've missed any of the code that you were supposed to have. Okay, it's not playing. You click the button, it plays, it gets to the end, it says again. Goes back to the beginning, and then it plays again. Okay, oh, it's going to and playing frame 5. So we want to go here, and we're going to change this to say go to and play frame 1. There, that's good, because we want it to stop at the beginning. Another good thing to do here would be to put in F7 there so that the button disappears while it's going, and right here so the text will disappear while it's playing. So let's Command save that, and Command Return. Let's see if that works. I'm going to click on it, disappears. Again, there we go. Okay, so that's what you need to do to make something happen with buttons. First, you make sure that you have all of the correct states in your button. So let's go to the button here. You've got to have your up, over, down, and hit state. Make sure that when you select it and put some action script on it, that you have an instance name, and this instance name is play button, and the name of the actual symbol is Ginger Girl. And make sure that if you're going to have text that's not going to be on all the buttons and you want to use the same button over and over, make sure that the text is on a layer above and that it disappears when you don't have the button appearing. There you go. And just save again. That's it.